up, guys? So, continuing my Cannes Film Festival coverage, today's movie I'm going to be discussing is the latest film from Aussie filmmaker George Miller called 3,000 Years of Longing. The last time that George Miller was in Cannes, he was premiering his previous film, Mad Max Fury Road. That was 7 years ago, and now he's finally back on the Croisette. He's got a new film for us. He is going to be making more Mad Max movies in the future, but he decided to give us something new this time, and it is a romantic fantasy fairy tale called 3,000 Years of Longing, which tells the story of a narratologist called Alithea, played by Tilda Swinton, who on a trip to Turkey finds a trinket in a Bazar shop and discovers a Djinn living inside it, played by Idris Elba, who's been around for like 3,000 years. He says he will grant Alithea 3 wishes, but Alithea, being an expert on stories, legends, and literature, knows that all stories involving wishes are always cautionary tales. So what follows is a lot of discussion between the two characters about humanities' necessity for storytelling, as well as a romance that blossoms between Alithea and the Djinn. I was really pumped for 3,000 Years. The trailer looked fascinating. Plus, George Miller's first film in like 7 years, doing a genre that's pretty new to him. Like, he's essentially doing a rom-com. And then you've got the tag team of Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton. So there was plenty to get excited about for this film. However, much to my dismay, I came out of 3,000 Years disappointed. It gets points for originality, and I appreciate what George Miller was trying to say about the art of storytelling, but as a film, or heck, even as a piece of storytelling itself, it failed to grab me. I felt like I was kept at a distance watching this film, rather than being sucked into this epic story. So I left the cinema just feeling a bit, like it's not bad, but it just didn't move me. I'll say that Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba were a lovely pair. The film works best when it's those two like bouncing off each other. That's where it's most engaging. But all the stories that the Djinn tells Alithea and us, the audience, about their past weren't as interesting, and they make up the majority of the film's runtime, and it bogs the film down with so much relentless exposition and narration. What's the saying? Show, don't tell. And this is all tell. And another thing that weirdly bothered me about this film is the way that it looks. It's very clean, almost clinical. This is one of those films that has that glossy studio sheen. Like, it's very neat and shiny to the point where it looks artificial. And all the sets really do look like sets. Like, they don't feel very lived in. Like, especially when the Djinn takes us on a journey back in history to like all these temples and ruins. They don't look that historical. It just looks like you're looking at a soundstage. Also, couldn't George Miller and co-writer Augusta Gore come up with a more interesting setting than a very white, very clean hotel room? Like, a good quarter of the film takes place in this hotel room between Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba, and it's just kind of a boring locale. It didn't even look like a Turkish hotel. It just looked like any Best Western you'd see driving along the M1. I really hate saying it because I respect and love George Miller as a filmmaker, but this film is just kind of bland. Like, I was thinking to myself as I was watching this film, this is the same guy that gave us the gritty Mad Max movies, and yet 3,000 Years looks so visually soulless. The visual effects as well were also a bit hit or miss for me, and the ending I thought was a bit wobbly. So let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? Probably not. I think this is just a one-time watch for me. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Yeah, I would say if you're a fan of George Miller, then this is certainly something new from him. It's nice that he's branched out into a genre that he's not really tackled before. So I give him props for that, and also for creating an original story. But I do think most people are probably going to be a bit underwhelmed watching this film, so I don't really recommend it. I'm sure the film will have its fans, but I don't think this is a film that the masses are going to love. Also, I'll say this, the marketing for this film is a bit deceptive because the trailer makes the film look way more wild than it actually is. So I'll say this, if you want to go see this film, go for it, but I would say just lower your expectations because it's not in the same leagues as Mad Max. And third question, what score to give it out of 10? 3,000 Years of Longing has its moments of whimsy. Idris and Tilda are good in it, but I think this is a case of a good idea, weak execution. So I'm gonna give 3,000 Years a score of 4 out of 10. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear your thoughts on this film. Are you excited to see it? Have you seen it? If you have, what did you make of it? If you enjoyed the video, please do help the channel by hitting the thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe. And if you want to keep up to date with all my Cannes Film Festival coverage, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all those links in that video description down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Lake Airfield, and I'll see you next time.